Hello. Where are we? Here we go. Hey, Pisces. Okay, this is for Pisces for September into October. So the rest of this month and into October, wherever you're at right now, is going to dictate. Oh, no, it's going to dictate, what part. Fuzzy here. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're going to find out where you're at. Okay, we're going to find out where you're at in this energy. Lots of big changes. I am fairly confident all of the signs are going to get huge transformation, letting go of big things, or Kali will come in and let go of them for you. Okay. And that's what's coming through so far. So Pisces, I just want to ask the cosmos to please allow the highest vibration of guidance and messages to flow through me and into these cards and into this reading today, to give Pisces the information that they need to know for the energies coming in their highest good always. And so it is. How am I? Yeah, I feel like I'm not centered, but what ifs? It's all good. All right, so what I'm doing this time, again, don't forget to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Like, subscribe, share, do all that jazz. Party, please. Make sure my earring's not falling out like it was last night. So I'm going to start with this beautiful Divine Feminine deck. And this is to make the 9-card grid, okay? And then I'm going to use the Viking Oracle, which I'm referring to as a Divine Masculine deck. They're balancing each other out really good. And then this deck is going to come down the middle, giving us the center card, the card that kind of all the energy is emanating from, kind of the core energy of what is coming through the next 4-5-ish weeks, okay? And also to balance the feminine and masculine in the middle. So my Sacred Traveler deck, which I just love. It's my fave, you guys. So I'm going to start with the feminine. I got to get the Viking deck out here. It was hiding. There we go. All right. And you guys, guess what was just at the bottom of the deck? Kali. Kali came through very strongly for Aquarius last night. So, but I'm not going to summon her. We'll see if she shows up on her own. So let's get this grid going, please, Spirit, in the highest good of Pisces always. Yeah. Let's see. Am I okay? Yeah, good. I don't read reverse. The messages come through. It does not matter which direction they are. Okay. Super cool. You got Isis. So that's interesting. I'm going to leave that sitting out. The bottom of the deck is an interesting card that might have a message for you. Okay. I'm going to show you these, but then we'll weave the story like we always do. So Mai Bago, the Warrior Saint, okay, is your very first card. Now, I might have to look her up in the deck. I don't know very much about her offhand. Lalita, the Red Goddess. You guys, fire is coming through so much over the next month, okay? The Red Goddess, Lalita. Beautiful. And Isis, the Goddess of Magic. And this card is specifically about pleasure and sexual energy, but I'm not, we'll see. We'll see if that's the message here. Definitely very powerful goddess, right? The Goddess of Magic. She's also the mother of all gods, right? In fact, that's why I named my cat Isis, because I thought it was a really cool goddess name. All right, so let's get the Divine Masculine row going, and then we will balance it with the Sacred Traveler right down the middle. So speak to me, Vikings. Let's get the cards that Pisces needs here. It was quite a busy day today, even though it was supposed to not be. Kind of. Did I shuffle? So just to prove that the energies are really similar for all the signs, we're all going through this journey together. There's a lot of repeating cards for this masculine row. I'm just going to show you, this popped out last night as kind of an extra card for Aquarius. It's number 12, Jera. I don't like to break down 12, but I will. But 12 to me is a very divine masculine number. Some people refer to 14. Either way, 13 is the divine feminine number. And so, on either side of it, it's believed, And again, you might not find this anywhere. This is something that I'm intuiting. But I've always felt like 12 was the divine masculine number. But we can break it down to 3. 3, the power of 3. Really tuning into your own power, your own intuition, trusting yourself. That's what I get when I think of 3. I love that this came through again, number 42, because 42 literally means whatever you want it to be. Your life can be whatever you want it to be. That's literally what that message is. And in this divine masculine deck, the most feminine card probably in this deck is the leader of the Valkyries, okay, coming through. So interesting, right? We will get to that. And then this came through last night as well. The Thing, number 40, breaks down to 4, foundational, not recreating, but creating new foundations, okay? Not replacing old belief systems, but creating a foundation of trust in the process, trust in the universe. So this Thing, it's interesting because this is the last card then in the story that'll come through, and it ending with this kind of what it talks about is the in the Viking culture, how they facilitated or how they dealt out justice, and people have misconceptions because of how harsh and raw they're always portrayed. And yes, they were very like that in battle, but when it came to doling out punishment for their own people, they didn't rush to the guillotine. I know they didn't have that, but it just came into my head, right? They didn't rush to like the most severe penalty. They didn't rush to like murder everybody for every little crime, right? They were very careful to find the right punishment that would instill a forever lesson in that person to never commit that crime again. And I'm not talking about cutting off body parts even or anything like that. They were actually very creative with their justice process. So that's interesting that that's coming through. I don't want to get too far into that because that's the end. So now we'll take that Sacred Traveler and go right down the middle. Let's see what she's got for us. Beautiful Sacred Traveler. I'm interested to look up this Maibago because she is the warrior saint. She's holding a sword above her head. I'm curious because, this whole, okay, yeah, I know exactly what the message is. So it's coming through very strong for everybody. Even before I tuned into the signs for this series of readings is most of us are being asked, not quite all yet. Most of us are being asked to lay down our swords now, okay? The time for the warrior is over. Now it's time for the sovereign beings to come through with love and compassion and stand up for who we are and what we came here to be and do, okay? We can do that without violence, without fighting, without conflict. We can absolutely do that. It's not about choosing light over dark. It's about not engaging the dark. It's not engaging the low, and it's not even dark. I don't want to even put that out there because light and dark doesn't mean good and bad. What we are battling is a prison matrix reality that we have allowed to continue, that we have perpetuated ourselves, that we have allowed ourselves to be plugged into for thousands of years. We are breaking that cycle of obedience now because we've never been allowed to be sovereign before, okay? So this is your first card, and I'm going to look her up too, but that's what I'm getting already because she's a warrior - saint, right? So she's kind of representing that transition a lot of us are in right now between warrior and finding our sovereignty. We're not, we may not all think of ourselves as saints, but, if you think about the list of who has been given the title of sainthood, right? Who has been gifted with sainthood, very normal, ordinary people in their lives, right? Who answered the call and then were able to do extraordinary things. Every single one of us is capable of that. Every single one of us, okay? Let's get this center row going and then we can really dive into this. I hope it's not upside down. Oh, all right. There, things are sticking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There. They're like, no, not like that. Okay. 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 Oh, yeah. This is making sense. Okay. Let's look up this beautiful Myvago because I am very intrigued. The only thing I will say, Megan Watterson, please put pronunciations in your book. I'm not a genius. And tell me how this is. It's not alphabetical. It's not. I have no idea how you've organized this. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm just saying. If anybody knows, Megan, just my review of having to use this deck, or of loving this deck, and just kind of, yeah, the things that I my critique. Sorry, I'm being judgmental, and I apologize. And everything that happens during these readings is a reflection on what's coming through for you, Pisces. Okay, or whoever I'm reading for. So definitely a lot of self-judgment, self-judgment, judgment of others, right? And so if you're self-judging others a lot right now, then you have a lot of self-judgment coming up to heal. So just FYI, because that's what I'm feeling. Myvago, okay, first of all, it says, I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Myvago represents the otherworldly courage and resourcefulness that comes with deep devotion and commitment. So you're coming into this, where you're embodying so much more of your soul because you've done a lot of work, where you're really starting to feel that foundation being laid, and that's coming through later, right? This foundation, number 4, this foundation being just starting to be laid at your feet of you fully committing to your mission. Okay. So I'll let you stare at her for a minute while I'm reading. She was born in the 17th century in what is now Punjab. At the time of the 10th Guru Gobind Singh, she was raised a devout Sikh and was trained by her father to use a sword so that she could uphold the Sikh tenet to defend but not attack. Interesting. Okay. So it's definitely talking about what I was saying, like, yes, stand up for yourself. Yes, defend your right to be sovereign without the violence, without the conflict, without feeding the ego. Okay, that's huge. And so let's see. Yep, so she... Sorry. Wow, okay. So she became quite the warrior. She did end up going into battle. And so I'm not really sure. It was a defending, right? I don't, you know what? I'm not going to, she was an amazing, amazing woman. I'm not going to discount that in a time when what she did was absolutely necessary. This is part of the cycle that we're breaking, is this need to, everybody resonates with this story. Everybody resonates with the Katniss story. Everybody resonates with the Luke Skywalker story. Everybody wants to be that person who comes from, very little, comes from a very humble background, but has gone through some trauma and becomes this underdog who then becomes the hero of the whole world. Everybody resonates with that story. The problem with it is there is no savior of the whole world. If I could just get you to understand this, Pisces. Everyone is the hero of their own story. We are all of us heroes. Okay. So this cycle that you are helping break right now, big time, is this cycle of, picking up that weapon. I really think that's even going, you guys. There's, we used to say, that's how they justify nuclear weapons, by the way, because I was in the military, in the Air Force, the branch that launches nuclear missiles, okay? Or that would, if we ever did, if we ever had, right? And the aliens have put a stop to that, right? They shut them down so many times. But, I was in the military, and I know this justification of the existence. This was the mentality. This is the mentality still with a lot of people. The existence of the nuclear weapons kept the peace. Pisces, this is the old shit that's going, right? Please help. This is your first card. This is you not picking up that sword to fight, but you showing people that it's time to put it down. Okay. I really feel this very strongly. Like, yes, she's a badass. Oh my God. Let's remember her with, with honor. Let's honor her memory by breaking this cycle. She went into battle. She led 40 men into battle to protect her village, and all 40 men died. Okay. She survived. So, it's like getting the Purple Heart. Everybody, you ask anybody who's received the Purple Heart, and they will tell you all I did was survive. I didn't do anything. I just happened to be the only one who lived. I just happened to, and a lot of them would say they got lucky, right? A lot of them would say dumb luck, and that I'm still here. And a lot of them go through a lot of shame and guilt about being the only ones still here. Okay. It's not, this ideology, this path that we romanticize is not what we think it is. Okay. Because you ask anybody who has actually traveled that path, and they have been, I call them tortured souls. It's like they have been so traumatized. Most of them have PTSD, and they don't know how to heal themselves. And then everywhere they go, everybody's calling them heroes, and they don't know how to process that because they didn't do anything. As far as, sorry, my hair is like, my dreads are like tickling my back. Anyway, I don't have to dwell on this much longer because I do feel like the message is clear, right? What's happening is that you're feeling a deeper commitment to your true mission here, and your true mission is not to fight. Okay. There is no fighting left to be done. That's part of the old cycle. Standing up for what you believe in and who you are can occur and will now occur because we're going to do it, right? You're going to do it. You're going to be one of the first, and you're going to be the example without violence, without conflict, without, you're going to be surprised because more and more people are becoming aware of what the world really is and what they really came here to do. And, everybody's always afraid of, but it's, it's going to be a police state and they're going to send the military, blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget that the military, being a veteran myself and my husband as well, let's not forget that the military is people too. They're souls on this journey as well. And at some point, they're also going to become aware and set down their swords, okay? But they have to, and maybe you are military, whoever's watching this, with Pisces in your chart. So you will be definitely an example for your, fellow soldiers to lay down your swords. So, times are changing really, really fast right now. So I'm just saying, this is the first card in your reading. And yes, she's a badass, but she really, really, really wants us to stop creating this cycle and perpetuating this cycle where so many have to be sacrificed for this storyline to continue. Okay. She was a hero. Okay. We all came here to be heroes, but not in this way. Not in the, she led these men into battle and she was the only one to survive. And it's so devastating. Like, we're done with all that story. Okay. So you're going to feel this deeper commitment to your true mission. And you're going to start feeling like, if you've been like this huge activist, I almost said advocate, but that's not correct. If you've been this huge activist in the past, you're going to start seeing how futile it is, how it's not affecting change anymore. Yeah, it may have, it has, but it's just not agreeing or aligning with the new energy anymore. We have raised our vibration to the point where conflict cannot exist much longer. Okay. Not in this large scale form. And so you're going to really start to see, your deeper commitment, your truer commitment, a deeper truth of who you are and what you came here to do. And then you're going to need a little hermiting. Okay. And I see more, and I'm not saying, go get lost for like 6 months to a year. I'm saying Really, really take self-care seriously, okay? Because in this place, see how it's covered in snow and it's like really secluded. In this place where it's just you tuning into your own self, to your own intuition, you are really that's the answers are within. That's where you're going to find the answers. So if you feel the commitment, but you don't know what your path is yet, then it's the energy is asking you to really, really go inward more than ever before. Okay, take some time for just you. Okay, the people in your life they'll either understand or they won't. Okay, it's time now for the true test of who's going to last in your life. When you open your eyes on the other side of this, on tuning into yourself on a much deeper level than ever before, and really expanding your gifts, whoever is there is there. Let go of all expectation of who that might be, okay? Or of who you think you need it to be, okay? Because who you think you need it to be might not be there when you open your eyes, okay? And that's okay. They've got their own path, all right? So that's just the way it is. So this dude, first of all, look at his face. Very pained. He looks very pained to me, very worried, very concerned. He almost looks like he's crying. Like he's fighting back tears. And so this is very much the masculine coming through. Yeah, even he is like, see how he's holding that scythe, and it's he's just really gingerly holding it. He's not gripping it very tightly. It's almost like he's getting ready to drop it. Like he wants to drop it too. So even this warrior within is ready to not give up, not succumb, not comply, any of those words, let go of all those right now, but to surrender to his own mission and to the process, the bigger process that's going on. And in order to do that, we have to really, truly trust ourselves. Like, would you actually choose a life and a timeline again and again and again? You've already done these lives, right? Would you actually keep choosing now that we're aware of past lives and how we carry them into, this life with us? Would you really choose it again to go down this dark path of conflict of, good versus evil, only to perish just so that you can be labeled a hero? Okay, we've all done the storyline. We've all done it. Do you really believe you're here to do it again? Because Jera does not. Jera's like, no, I'm not perpetuating this. I'm going to drop this scythe and I'm going to be done with this. Maybe he just wants to be a farmer. Maybe he just wants to, I don't know what he wants. What do you want, dude? Like, I'm limiting him, I know, from the time frame that he would have lived, right? But, he doesn't want this warrior life anymore. He doesn't want to be a hero. He doesn't want to be anybody's savior but his own. And so this emotion coming through, again, it's also speaking to this emotional healing and maturity that the divine men, those who have chosen to embody divine masculine energy, more so than the feminine, right? No matter what this looks like, okay? They are really coming into a emotional maturity that even they never thought they could achieve, okay? And it's beautiful. So there's a lot going on in there, a lot of internal conflict and struggle, but I think he's ready to drop that weapon and follow his heart, follow his own path. Okay, so next, Lalita, the red goddess. I'm just going to intuit this lovely lady. She has a bow and arrow. She actually has a bow and a quiver. Well, she's holding a bunch of arrows. But interestingly, they have like a bow tied around the bottom of them. So she's like this feminine princess with butterflies, and yet she's got the bow and arrows, okay? The red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Okay, so as we're doing this really serious, deep healing, right? This emotional maturity coming through for the masculine. And this is not even feminine or masculine, right? This is just tuning into your inner child. Okay, she's very childlike to me, and it's almost like a toy bow and arrows that she's playing with. And it's not about violence. It's more about enhancing her skills. Okay. And again, symbolically, right? Energetically, I'm not saying go out and learn how to use the bow and arrow. I'm saying when you're tuning into yourself here and you're tuning into your gifts, you're going to be really expanding them and improving them and increasing them. And, you're going to be hitting the target every time, metaphorically. But she's definitely reminding you, hey, the inner child is still in there. Don't forget, Pisces. Don't forget to play. Don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to do things for no other reason but that you enjoy doing them. Okay. Light-hearted stuff. It doesn't even have to be deep, soul-fulfilling things, just fun, right? Just don't forget that. And so the next card, your center of your grid, Pisces. You have okay, so I want to tell you that the balancing row is all about you and you alone. So this is your core card, solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So you not only have this, hey, start tuning into yourself even more self-care. Okay, come on. And I'm not talking about before I would have said, try to get away for a week or two. Now what I'm seeing is you're going to be learning how to find these snippets throughout every day. Okay. Because I know for most of it, we can't just keep hermiting. We can't just keep going to a cabin in the woods, right? We have to be able to get back into life and to start doing, to start bringing that masculine energy through, to take action on all these things we've been creating the last year and a half, almost 2 years, right? It's time to start creating these things in the physical. Okay. It's time to start following our paths where it's going to start looking in a more tangible way, right? I hope that came through because of word vomit. So I want you to notice you got this little owl. She got this little owl on her shoulder. So precious. Your guides will never, ever leave you. In fact, when you are in silence, they are much more readily available. They're more accessible. And so you see how he's just so close. He's like almost in her hair. He's like in her shadow of her hair. And he's whispering to her. And see how these trees back here are kind of like ominous, maybe kind of a little bit scary. Whatever is going on in the world, it is time for you to really tune into you, take time to be alone, take time to meditate. I feel like I see you doing it in a bit different way than what you've done it before. If there's something that you've been thinking about doing that you've never done before, or that you've only done kind of a variation of, or you're thinking of tweaking your meditation practice, your solitude practice, your self-care practice, do it. Now is the time to do it, because you need a kind of new outlet to be able to tune into yourself. And even she's got she looks like a queen to me. Like there's that's a band, or that's a crown. So, you're going to be really rediscovering your sovereignty in this space. Again, it's coming through so strongly, like go inward, seek out solitude as much as you can right now. Okay. And it's interesting, Pisces, because this is nothing like what Capricorn and Aquarius got. So you've definitely got some, a little bit of hermiting yet to do, but again, it's going to be more like take an hour a day. More if you can, more if you need. But if you can get 5 minutes, take it. Okay. And again, it's going to be, I feel like when the world it feels like it's kind of looming over you, when you feel overwhelmed, then you're being pulled back into the old cycles. And that's when you want to find the solitude. Okay. When you get overwhelmed, whatever it is. Okay. If you're feeling overwhelm, if you're feeling anxiety, fear well up in you, no matter what is causing it, it is time for you to pull away and seek out solitude for a little bit, okay? Even just a few minutes, because something is trying to pull you back down, okay? So again, and my stomach just growled. And here we are to 42, because guess what? The more you tune into you, the more you know yourself, the more you get clarity on your mission and why you came here and who you are. And the badass goddess that you are, okay? Because 42 coming through says that you can create the life you want, whatever you want it to look like, okay? Now is the time to begin that. And we're talking baby steps, okay? Even if it's one little tiny thing in the next 4 to 5 weeks that you do to move you toward your dream life, okay? And I'm not talking about, they tell us, oh, but imagine and pretend that you're there and describe it. And I think it's more important to feel it. How do you want to feel in your dream life? excuse me, not what you want it to look like, because whatever we can dream as far as expecting what it's going to look like is nothing compared to what the universe has planned for us. Okay. So let go of trying to see it and feel it. Okay. Because you can create whatever you want. And again, look at how she's holding. So it's so just so many messages of, yes, I get it. You've been the warrior. You are so fucking strong, Pisces. You are a fighter. But it's time. Look at how she's just like, she's got her staff now is just slack. She's ready to let it go. But she's still kind of, she's still a little nervous. She's like not sure. She's holding that shield up. But I mean, her face, she looks exhausted to me. She is done fighting. Okay. It's coming through so much, and especially with these center cards. So then you come to Isis, who is the mother of all gods. Absolutely beautiful. She comes through as a very divine feminine, as part of a divine union. Osiris was her divine masculine counterpart. The goddess of magic. Let's just intuit this. Let's forget who I think I know she is. And sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So what we have forgotten, I think, one of the things that's coming through right now is sexual energy, yes, is sacred. But it's not always about another person. Am I right? Or am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Because we learn the things that we like. We learn how to harness our sexual energy alone first. Yeah. So I feel like this is more about this kind of solitude thing, is to explore this more, explore opening up your womb space, because that's your creation space. There's a lot of trauma in there, Pisces. There's a lot of trauma, ancestral, but also collective. Okay. Women have been made to feel ashamed of our wombs for far too long. All right. We are letting go of that right now. Okay. Well, in this energy, right, in the next 4-ish weeks, we are really going to begin to actively and intentionally work on that as a collective. Because as we're seeing, we've been kind of distracted away from this whole paradigm that we've been forced to live in of us versus them, as far as the men versus women. Don't you feel like it's, nobody's really talking about that right now, because we're all in the same boat right now. But we are going to have to deal with that still, because there's still a lot of trauma around it. Just because we're being pulled away from it doesn't mean we healed it. Doesn't mean we don't have to go back and still look at it and still heal this belief of men versus women, right? Because, that whole men are from, or women, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That, as far as I'm concerned, there may have been some gold nuggets in there, but the whole concept is divisive. Okay. We all have the feminine and the masculine within. Okay. I'm just seeing I got my diffuser running, and it's like gently cascading across my keyboard. The mist. It's very cool. So yeah, my pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Seriously, if this isn't more like prayer, that to me is another word for solitude, or solitude is another word for prayer. She is talking about not sex with another person. She is talking about reconnecting with your own sexual energy by yourself. Okay. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Get to know yourself, get to love yourself again. This is just more self-care coming through. Okay. And she really wants you to own this power, because this is going to really amp up your divine feminine. And that's our compassion, our unconditional love, and our creation, our conception, our conceiving, our ability to conceive of new ideas. Okay. It's not just about something in something else, right? It's not just about the container and the thing. I'm trying to find the right words here. It's not just about penetration, y'all. It is so much more than that. It is about, sexual energy is how we're all here. We were all created from sexual energy, whether positive or otherwise, right? We were all created through sexual energy, okay? Whether it was beautiful or whether it was an abuse of it or a misuse of it, okay? Does not matter. Does not matter anymore. We all came here to do something beautiful for humanity. And so, okay, I think that's enough with Isis, because I feel like she's like nodding at me like, you got it, girl. You figured it out. I danced around the bush long enough. Okay, so the next card, get this, you guys, seriously, this sacred traveler is telling you to not go anywhere right now. Desert passage. Okay, so trust there's a divine plan. So more solitude, more. Now, look at this though. You're going to be moving forward on your path, but it is up to you to find your path individually that is not connected to anyone else right now before you can start to really allow any collaborations to come through. Okay. This doesn't mean that you're cutting everybody off. I'm talking about, possibly a spiritual endeavor that will bring about abundance, right? I'm talking about a livelihood, right? Like a career. Okay. I don't like that. We don't like that word anymore, right? Spiritual business or whatever. But I am not seeing anyone with Pisces strong in their chart sitting in a cubby 8 to 10 hours a day and inputting data into computer. That is not an option for y'all anymore. Okay. What I am seeing is you guys really, really turning inward now. You have been here for everybody else for so long. And those of you who are parents, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who are caregivers in any way. Okay. But this truly, the next 4 to 5 weeks is about you and no one else in your life. Nothing is coming through about relationships except that you need to step away right now from them. Possibly. That doesn't mean leave, okay? It just means have a conversation with the people you love and say, hey, I'm going to be needing a lot of solitude over the next couple of weeks. And if you cannot understand that, then I hope that you go inward on your own and figure out why you can't understand that. Just tell them, be raw and honest. I'm feeling this big transformation coming. I really need to, I've been denying myself long enough. I really need to go inward the next few weeks. And so, if I disappear, then I need you to respect and honor my journey as I will do for you. Okay. Very important to have this conversation, because if you just start disappearing, people don't understand, right? And they feel neglected and they feel rejected and they feel like, oh, something's going on that they're not a part of. They don't like that. Okay. What it's going to show them though, is that you are taking charge of your own path, taking charge of your own mission, taking charge of your own journey to sovereignty. And it's going to allow them to see a way for them to do the same thing. Okay. There's a lot of healing that is being avoided right now. I'll tell you that, Pisces, a lot. And for the divine masculine, especially. Okay. So if you are a divine feminine and this is a message for you, right? And you have Pisces in your chart and you're listening for yourself, then there is likely men in your life, just men in general around you. It could even just be coworkers, bosses, brothers, father, whatever, sons. Okay. If you are the divine feminine surrounded by men, then this is going to be incredibly important for them to experience this, okay? Of you putting your foot down, being firm. I need this time. Okay? No bones about it. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't allow them to interrupt you. Okay? If you're I'm going to go meditate for an hour. Do not allow interruptions. Okay? Be very firm right now, because you need this time, because it's showing them how important it is, because they're going to get there eventually. They're in denial. None of us is standing still, but they're trying to. They're dragging their feet big time, and they don't appreciate the way that you are taking charge, because it makes them realize how they're not. Okay. Again, this is what they need. This is what they need to see. I'm sorry that, for a lot of empaths, I'm sorry that we have to be the ones to trigger people. But if you think of it in a way of, you're not waking up every day thinking, yes, I get to trigger everybody today. You're waking up every morning thinking, oh my God, yes, I get to do what feeds my soul today. I get to follow my path. I get to have some solitude. Okay, uninterrupted solitude. I get to really tune into my gifts and expand them and discover how far I can take them. That there really are no limits to my gifts and my abilities. Okay, this has got to be your energy. Not that, oh, I don't want to trigger people. Fuck that. Let go of that right now. Your job is not to trigger them. Your job is to follow your own heart. And their response to that is their problem. Okay. I don't even care who it is, if it's your kids or a spouse, okay, or a bestie, a best friend. It's hard. It's hard right now to not be aligned with the people that we love the most. Okay. But that's definitely, if you're feeling it now and you don't put your foot down and take this time, it's only going to get worse. Okay. It's only going to get worse. So again, I'm not seeing specifically relationships coming through, except that you need to really be firm with everyone in your life. Excuse me. Yep. My body's telling me I'm on the right track. And take the time you need now. Okay. The next couple of weeks are going to be really important for you. Because you're going to come out the other side. Look at this, shaking hands with yourself. This is what came through last night too. And I kind of feel like, let me look at the book, because I'm trying to remember. It definitely was about the justice system and the way they doled out justice. Okay. Guess what this says, you guys? If I could not have already hounded it into your brain, the first line in the book is make a firm decision. Decide once and for all what the hell you're going to do. Are you going to continue to do everything for everybody else and heal everybody else and fix everybody else and burn out and not be able to heal yourself? Or are you going to have that discussion with the people in your life and say, look, I love you. I'm not saying I don't want you in my life. What I'm saying is I need you to honor my path. And my path is really, really super strongly telling me that I need time alone. And it's got nothing to do with, how I feel about you or not. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you. It's that I need to spend time with myself right now. And so this is you really getting to know yourself again. The Thing. I just think that's so funny. It makes me think of the Thing from the Fantastic Four, right? Like he was given a destiny that he really resisted for a long time, right? Because he all of a sudden was this creature that he was totally transformed. He wasn't himself anymore at all in any way, shape, or form. And he was forced to walk away from everything only because the people that he used to be with no longer understood who or what he was. He had to find new people. And so I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that this is going to be a very pivotal time for you. Okay. And again, you can drag your feet. You can totally ignore me. You can, keep doing what you're doing and healing everybody else and accommodating for everybody else, even just a little bit it's a knife in your energy. Okay. But you can continue doing that, and the universe will rip these things from your grasp, and you will be dragged along regardless. Now, I prefer to not take that path. I don't have any Pisces in my chart, at least hardly any. But for me personally, I have chosen. My initial awakening was like that. Like I ignored the signs, ignored the whispers, ignored the little gentle nudges, and finally my guides picked me up and threw me off the cliff. You know what? I've continued to choose that, or I did continue to choose that for a while, until I learned that I don't have to choose that every time. I don't have to be that dense and wait for them to throw me off the cliff. Okay. And you don't either. And so this is, this is going to be really big. And when you get to the other side of this, you are going to know yourself better than ever. You're going to have so much more crystal clarity on who and what you want to be part of your life. Okay. But you've got to fucking take this time. Okay. You got taking shelter, solitude, and desert passage. All up the middle, right up your ass. Okay. If you will, right in the middle of this, your core card is solitude. Solitude doesn't mean with somebody else. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It's not the definition of solitude. So the only other beings that are going to be with you are your guides. Okay. Very closely with you. Look how cute he is. He's just this fat little fur ball. He's so cute. So he's like just really kind of resting gently. It's going to be a very supportive, warm, fuzzy energy while you're in this space from your guides. It's going to be beautiful because they want you to reconnect with yourself. There is something you've been going through things lately that have caused you to step away from yourself. Whatever it is, it's time for you to step back in. Okay. It's time for you to get to know you again. Put the sword down. The fighting is futile. The fighting and conflict is not healing. Okay. It's not healing you. Yes, we can trigger people and whatever, but if you find yourself in a conflict, then you have been pulled into an old cycle of energy. And that is not going to end well. It's not a healing energy. It's a hamster wheel that is really hard to get off of. Okay. So if you find yourself always in conflict, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not following the path your guides have laid out in front of you. Okay. You're resisting it. You're trying to include other people into your path. Only you are walking your path. Nobody else. There's nobody else on your path but you. And you're trying to wrap other people into, and make all your decisions based on, well, I can't do that because that's going to affect. No more. Nope. Sorry. Tough love time, Pisces. So this is the thing. Pisces, is, are you going to get to know you? Or are you going to let the universe rip and tear these things that are no longer serving you from your life? Okay, I'm going to say there are people, places, things, jobs, situations, okay, that you just cannot exist in anymore. You just can't. And you have to move forward. And the way forward is in, right? Always. Everything is in here. Everything you could ever need. It's not out there. It's not in another person. Okay. What I want to do is pull one more of the Sacred Traveler, because I feel like that's really the super important stuff. It's like, yeah, the feminine, the masculine. Yeah, you're not going to want to hear this, Pisces. I get it. Cards are flying everywhere. Remember who you are. You have been the warrior. The warrior is being asked to stand down now. Okay? The warrior is being asked to lay down all the weapons, take up all the armor, really, really go in like you have never gone in before, because that's where you're going to find it. That's where you're going to find all the answers that you're looking for. Okay? And when you come out the other side, everyone who's meant to be in your life in that moment will be there. They'll still be there. But you got to stop accommodating, okay? Stop accommodating everybody else. And I see a lot of people in this situation with careers, okay? You're accommodating because you love your career. What if you could stay in your career, but there's a better job, there's a better angle, there's a better perspective of the career you're in now that utilizes your gifts and abilities that are coming in now, in a much better way, much more effective way, where you can help create this new reality that we're creating, right? Where you can be a more active part of that. What if the career that you love is actually keeping you from moving forward, keeping you from seeing how you can expand what you're doing now? Okay. So just think of it that way. It's like if the universe is sending you all the signs to quit, to walk away, if you don't do it, then the universe will do something to do it for you. Okay? The universe will do it for you. Kali's going to come in and chop the heads off. That's what Aquarius got last night. So, all right, let's get a final card, final energy. I really hope it's, oh, nice. Okay. Again, I really wanted it. I was trying to call a card forward, but no, it's not going to come. It's not going to come. Where are you? Where are you? I'm thinking about it now. So now I got to find it because I do feel like, I don't know why she doesn't want to come through. Anyway, it's the Fearless Leader card, really, is what it is. It's the, and of course, I can't find it no matter what I do now. That's funny. That's funny to me. Really? No? Okay, fine. We're not going to get it tonight. This is the card that came out, though. Passion and Pleasure. Savor your life. What I'm seeing is the fire. Okay? Fire is coming through in a big way. I know you're a water sign. I know water puts out fire. However, it is time for you to let certain things burn. The old energy is burning, and we need to let it. And it's literally on the planet, so many fires. And, people, I get it. People are losing their homes and firefighters are having to go in and firefighters are dying and all this stuff. What if we could just let Gaia take care of this? Okay, I know, I get it. It's huge. It's like, oh, well, you can't ask people to walk away from their homes. Well, what do they want? A home or to be alive? I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, you guys. But, it's like I said, these people, the people who are losing their homes, let's put it in a different perspective. What if the universe has been trying to get them to move for whatever reason because they need to be elsewhere for their mission for so long, and they wouldn't listen and they wouldn't listen and they wouldn't listen? Not for everybody, right? But for some people, this is the piano on their head. Fine, you won't leave. We're going to burn your house down. You can stay and go down with the ship, or you can fucking leave and go do what you're supposed to be doing. And you know what? A lot of times, and again, I understand. I'm not trying to diminish what these people are going through, like they're losing everything, right? What they're losing is attachment to everything, attachment to all the days they've spent in this prison matrix in this life so far. What if that is the universe's way of freeing them from all of that? What if they get to just be free of all that in an instant because of fire? And again, I keep bringing up Kali, even though she didn't come through, but I think she's coming through in this card. Like, you know what? Yes, everything's burning, but that doesn't mean we have to feel devastated by any of it. It doesn't mean we have to be pulled into the fear of it. What if we can just allow what needs to go to go? Okay, beautiful final message. I mean, they're playing music, they're dancing under the light of the full moon. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful message to end on, because it's Kelly doing her thing in the middle, and we don't have to be in a perspective of fear around it. Oh God, everything's falling apart. My life is falling apart. I lost my job and I left my spouse and I lost my house. I don't even know. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, right? But this is a time of intense transformation, and we have to reach out and take care of each other right now, not to our detriment, but if your neighbor all of a sudden becomes homeless, oh my God, like, offer some assistance, whatever you can offer. Okay. If you know that your, that family members can't afford food and you can help them out, do it. Like, this is the thing. We have to relearn how to take care of each other as a community, as a unity consciousness. We get, like, I've been in this energy. You're like, oh, well, the next door neighbor, they had to foreclose on their house and they lost everything and they were in a shelter and they have kids and we did nothing. We did nothing. Oh, too bad. That's a shame. What the hell? Like, I'm never, ever, ever going to react that way again, or respond, excuse me, I should say, that way again. It is time to take care of each other. Again, you're getting this big message, like, don't worry about this right now, but this is kind of the this is in the future, right? This is coming as a collective energy that I'm talking about right now. We've got to take care of each other as the world burns. And of course, it's metaphorical. I know some is actually burning, but for the most part, it's symbolic of the old energy falling away, of the old energy not being able to exist in the new frequencies. Okay. But again, why on earth can't we thrive during this process? We absolutely can. Okay, you lost your house. You have someone who has a couch for you to sleep on. I know you do. Okay. I know you do. Let go of the pride and call them up or show up at their door. Okay. I have a long list of people I know would take me and my children in if anything happened. Okay. We all have people. There's just no reason for anybody to be out on the streets. There's no reason for anybody to be starving. Okay. I refuse to believe it. That's the energy that's leaving. And so I don't want to get on my soapbox. And so, yeah, why can't we thrive through this? Again, you're going to be going deep within no matter what is happening in the world. Okay. So you're not going to have to worry about this right now, because you're going to be going on a very, very deep inner journey over the next month. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 3-ish weeks for most of you Pisces. Don't quote me on that. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's going to be about letting go, truly letting go of what needs to go and trusting that the universe knows best. Okay. The universe knows best. Do you want to continue to be hindered and blocked and stagnant just because, I can't leave this job, or I can't leave my house, or I can't leave this person? It's up to you. It's all about choices. If you don't choose, the universe will choose for you. Okay. Because this is do or die time, right? This is the 0 hour, y'all. Kali is here. She's burning down the old. All right. And I, for one, would like to be present and strong and sovereign on the other side when we get to start building. We've been creating, and actually we get to start building now. Like, that's what Kelly is coming through saying. You're going to have this journey of introspection in the next few weeks, but I would bet $1 million that your next reading is going to be a lot more action doing and creating in the physical. I bet you, because it's a cycle, right? We go inward, and then we can really bloom and show people what we've been doing and act and create in the physical and take the creation from the womb space, from the heart space out into the world and show people what we've been working on. And that's how we get them to go, I want what you have. How do you do that? How have you transformed? You're going to get a lot of that. But again, Pisces, you might want to watch this again. But if you don't want to do that, I know it's long. It's an hour long. Solitude. Fucking solitude. Lay down your sword. The time for fighting is over. It's like, in a bug's life, when the ants realize that there are a million more of them than there are of the grasshoppers who've been terrorizing them, they don't have to beat them up or anything. All they do is stand up together as one. And the grasshoppers flee. There's no violence. There's no fighting. They realize that the ants have figured it out. And they go. They fall away because the new energy that the unity consciousness has created does not allow for them to exist in it anymore. So they have to go find a hole to crawl in. They have to go find a hole with really low vibe energy to crawl in. Okay? I'm just saying. This is your card, ladies and gentlemen of Pisces. And remember too that we've just left the age of Pisces, right? We're in the age of Aquarius now. And, you're being asked now to really do a lot of inner work. And and to take some rest, because the Pisces energy was setting the tone for our whole reality for a very long time. Now we're going to allow Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Now we're going to allow Aquarius to kind of wash all that old stuff away so that we can create in the new. So your guides are never, they are never absent. They are never separate from you. They're always there. Okay. Just remember that. Okay. I'm going to shut up. All right. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I will see you for your next reading.